Good evening. Today I am going to discuss about some practical problems on CAPM concept. Under that, where in the last videos we discussed about theoretical portion of capital market theory and CAPM model. Now we'll move for that practical problems on CAPMs. So let's begin the first problems. That is question number 1. See the question, it is the risk-free rate is given 7%, rate of return of market 15%, average rate of return of security X 17.69, beta of security X 1.2. The question they ask here, you are required to analyze the situation using CAPM. So you can analyze the situation of CAPM and determine the alpha for security X. So also they ask here, decide whether it is worth investing in security X or not. So as per the questions, what we understand from these questions, we should calculate expected rate of return as per CAPM, and also you can calculate alpha using the CAPM models and decide whether we selected security X is getting as worth investing or not. So that purpose you should calculate first your expected rate of return as per CAPM models. See that things, given information, you should calculate first given information. What are the given information? That is risk-free rate is given, it is RF 7%, rate of return on the market is given, that is RM 15%, RF risk-free rate, RM market returns, average return of security means it is your actual returns, that is 17.69. this will not be useful. Beta security X, that is will denote as beta 1.2, that is how we generated the return compared to your markets of security X. Now as per given information, using CAPM model you can find out expected rate of return, as that things will be there. RF is given, that is 7, beta is given 1.2, put that RM 15, RF is 7, so 15 minus 7 8, 8 into 1.2 9.6 plus 7 will get 16.6. this is first question they ask. Also they ask calculation of alpha. Now alpha denoted as how the things will be, alpha will be used, that is alpha will be used as a slope of stock markets we can use. Now what alpha will determine here, alpha can be calculated, that is actual returns minus expected rate of return. See the given problems, actual return is given, that is average rate of return, average rate of return sometimes they will give, actual return they will give, it is same, that is 17.69, that is 17.69 minus expected rate of return, that is E in bracket Rx, that is expected rate of return we calculate, that is 16.6. so actual minus expected, so we'll get 1.09. now whenever the alpha of any security is getting positive, indicate that there is a possibility of getting rate of return higher than expected CAPM, therefore it is worth investing in a security X. So always remember that whenever we are going to be get positive alpha, means actual return minus expected return is positive sign, then you should decide that it is invested in a worth investing. And how to take the decisions using that your alpha values, either we should be invest in, or you can buy the stock, sell the stock, or you can hold the stocks. You should remember that rules, golden rules of your CAPM, that is when alpha is positive, always remember that when alpha is positive you should buy the stocks, means the investor has to purchase the stock of the company, and when the alpha is negative, so that time you should go and sell the stock for the particular in the stock market. And when alpha is 0, so you remember that at that time you should hold the stocks, means hold the stock means you cannot go for buy the stocks and sell the stock for particular companies. So this is what related to question number 1. So what we understand from question number 1, how to calculate expected rate of return as per the given information using CAPM model, and how to calculate alpha values, and how it is helpful for buying decisions, selling decisions, and hold the stocks. And when it is come positive, negatives, if it is positive it is worth investing, negative it is not worth investing to be particular stocks. Then move to the next questions. See that question, it is given the result of 4 securities for 5 years period as follows. Total 5 years period is given, and risk-free rate it is given 8%, market return is given 14%, and 4 securities A, B, C, D, average return 13, 14, 17, 30, and their beta it is given. The question they ask, which securities are overvalued and undervalued. Now this is very much important because this question is asked in the RCU examination question paper December 2014 for 15 marks purpose. Means we should calculate here expected rate of return as per CAPM and decide which are the securities are overpriced and underpriced or overvalued or undervalued as per the given securities. So we will calculate that. How to calculate expected rate of return? See the equation we know, that is CAPM equation, RI is equal to RA plus beta into RM minus RF. So we will go for security A. How the security A will be that 8, RF it is given, that is RF 8 plus beta it is given 0.80, so multiply with 0.80, RM it is given, see the market return 14%, so 14 minus 8, so we will get 6 into 0.8 plus 14 will get, that is will get 12.8 here, so total will get 12.8 12.8%. So we will take, that is 8 plus 0.8 into 6, so total will get 12.8. Then comes to security B also. Security B is written 8 plus 1.05, see the 1.05 beta risk rate will be 8 and 14 of market returns, 14 minus 8 6 into 1.05 plus 8 will get 14.03%. Next for security C also, see the security C, RI is equal to 8 plus 1.25 into 14 minus 8, so you will get 6 into 1.25, see the 1.25 it is there in the beta, it is given the problems, multiply with them, we will get 15.5. Same way in a security D also, see the beta of security D 0.90. Once we calculate expected rate of return as per individual securities, the second and foremost question that is to calculate which are the securities are underpriced or overpriced. Means we has to go for, that is overpriced or underpriced securities. See that overpriced or underpriced. How will decide overpriced or undervalued? See the average return in the given problems and calculated things. See that expected returns we calculate it, whatever expected return is, it is calculated. Actual return it is given in the problems. Okay, see that how to take a decisions of the things. So expected return is your less than your actual returns. When expected return is less than actual return, it is underpriced. Next, expected return is 14.3 to actual return is 14, so it becomes overpriced. Second one. Then third one, expected return 15.7 and actual it is 7, so it is underpriced. Okay, it is underpriced. Then comes to security D, that is 13.4, actual return is 13, so it is again under the case of overpriced only, because expected return is more than actual returns. So this you should write, this is you should write as a tabular representations. How to write the tabular representation? Make it 4 columns, security column, expected returns, that is your calculated as per CAPM, and actual returns, and lastly the decision column. Decision column, it is very much important. You should compare expected with actual. If expected is less than your actual, underpriced, and your expected is more than actual, overpriced. So that rules you should remember when you have to take that which are the securities are overvalued and undervalued. So whenever the rules of your expected rate of return, that is expected rate of return, if it is less than actual return, underpriced. If it is more than, you should write as a overpriced. So that is where we are knowing about that the questions, that is question number 2 to be calculate expected rate of returns and taking the decisions. Next, question number 3. Now this question is asked in the question paper that is December 2008 for 15 marks. See the security is given. The following data are available to you as a portfolio manager. So as a portfolio manager, the questions they are given, that is blue securities, white, red, grey, black, brown, and NSE stock. So market index return is given, and the treasury bill it is given. Okay, so treasury bill also given. See the expected rate of returns. treasury bill it is given, the things will be there. The following data expiry return, it is not given directly in a percentage, so it is given in a conversion value 0.32, 0.30. If the problem given in conversion value, you should take as it is conversions. Don't convert into again multiply with 100 and will take 32, 30%, 25. Don't do that. If the problem given is 0% in conversions, you should take as it is. Beta it is given, standard deviation of each security is given. Okay. Now what question they ask? Draw the security market line on a graph and plot each stock on a graph. So graphically they ask the questions. And also in terms of security market line, which are the securities are listed above and under valuation? That is we solved in the question number 2. Same question they ask here, which are the securities are overvalued and undervalued. So we will calculate first as per the given information. We should calculate. See, NSE stock is nothing but market performance. So market performance 0.12 it is RMs. So whatever 0.12 it is there, it is your RM. Okay. Then comes to beta, that is your market return performance. So 0.12 you should remember, that is your RM, and this your treasury bill, that is your denoted as your RF values. Okay, so that is we should remember in the point of your as a calculation of CAPM equation. So RI is equal to RF plus beta into RM minus RF. See that security blue, beta RF it is given, so see that RF it is 0.08, 0.08, that is your RF. Okay, remember that things of 0.08. Then beta value it is given, so individually we should take the beta. So blue 1.70. Then market return, see the market return it is NSE stock, it is 0.12. Okay, then minus 0.8. So simplify that, 0.12 minus 0.08 will get 0.04 into 1.70 plus 0.08 will get 0.148. Same way in a security white, see the security white 0.30, beta 1.40, put that beta 1.40, remaining values will be same because RF and RM will not be changed, multiply with and we'll get that security white. Next security red also, and then similar way in a security gray, black, brown, as per the information available, gray 0.95, black 1.05, brown 0.70 and other things. See that gray 0.08 plus 0.95 into 0.12 minus 0.08. Same security black also should get that way, and security brown also. Once we calculate expiry date of returns, ultimately we should find out the security decisions. Now how you can take the security decision is there. Last problems we solved about that. Should compare about that expected return and actual returns. See that expected return and actual returns. Suppose expected return that is your 0.32. Okay, first security is blue and actual returns. Suppose expiry return is 0.148 and actual return is 0.32. Okay, so if expiry return is less than actual return, you should write that underpriced return. Expiry return is less than actual returns, and if see that all the securities expiry return is less than your compared to actual return, that's why decision is all the securities are underpriced. Remember the rules will be there. Expected return is less than actual return, then you should take the decisions of underpriced return. And suppose expected return is more than your actual return, then you should write that is overpriced. Okay, overpriced. So that rules you should remember, that if it is less than actual return, underpriced. If it is more than actual return, it should be overpriced. That is the rules to be determine the things. And left to the portion of graphical representations. Graphically we can draw that security market lines. We can put that OX-axis beta value and OY-axis your expected returns. Okay, and always your security market line will begins in the treasury bill, that is your 0.08 onwards. Now here treasury bills means your RF, treasury bills, RBI rates, government securities or 0% risk means you are denoted as a RF value only. So that is where we has to be considered in this problem number second. And how the things will be there here. Security market line we should be drawn. It should not be begin. See that where OX axis will be beta and OY axis it is your expected return. We should take about that. Okay, and it should not begins with zero value. Okay, it will begins with the RF. So such kind of things will be comes in the security market line. Beta we can put one by one and expected return columns. It will not line start from 0 onwards here onwards. Okay, it will begins with the RF value onwards because RF it is given. See that RF value it is given. Treasury bills means RF value 0.08 only. So always security market line and capital market lines cannot begin with the zero lines. It will begin with the risk-free rate of interest line only. Then move to the next questions. Very much important questions. The things will be there. Whatever problems we solve, the next version of this problem, that is the result of fundamental research is security valued relating to a sample of stock is provided. Okay, as per fundamental analysis, the securities result they given for stock CNG, NPT, KPL, TPC, and apart from that market index is given. Expected return is given, standard deviation is given, and another important information, that is correlation with market is given. Okay, apart from that, risk-free rate of return is 6%. And the question they ask, you are required to calculate here 4 questions they ask. Such kind of questions will come in the 15 marks purpose. First is, what is the beta of each stock? Okay, so in this problem beta is not given, so beta is missing information. That's why the question asks beta should be calculated. Till now problems we solve, that is already in the problem beta is already given. Next, expected rate of each stocks. Once we calculate beta, then you use the beta of each stocks, will calculate your expected returns. Next, alpha also there. See, in the first problem we solved alpha. Next, which stock is overvalued and undervalued. So whatever 3 problems we solved, the combination of that and including the beta, so it include about the first 3 problems plus beta also. So how to solve these problems? We can go for that. Whenever beta is missing and when the correlation is given, we can use the formula to find out beta. Beta formula is equal to standard deviation of individual security divided by standard deviation of market into RIM is denoted as R is correlation with individual security with markets. Okay, see that market standard deviation means what? Market standard deviations, this is your market standard deviation. Okay, 12, and market return will denote it as your 18. So this is your market return, that is 18. So that should be remember very well. Correlation it is there for CNG, NPT, KPL and TPC. So you can use that beta formula to find out beta, that is standard deviation of individual divided by market into correlation with markets. See the for CNG beta, what is the standard deviation? 21 divided by market 12 into 0.56. see that 21 divided by 12 into 0.54. Okay, 0.56. so we'll get that things will be, make correction here, 0.56. okay, 0.56 will get 0.98. same way in the 28 divided by, for NP 28 divided by 12 into 0.49 will get 1.14. then for CNG purpose, sorry, for we has to go for next third one, that is KPL purpose. So we'll make that KPL here, KPL stock, that is 32 divided by 12 into minus 0.32. see that minus 0.32, and this is for TPC, fourth securities. Okay, we'll get that things. The minus 0.8. why it will come negative? Because correlation is already negative. Same way in the TPC, that is 18 divided by 12 into 0.95 will get 0.95. see that 0.56, 0.49 minus 0.32 and 0.05 will be, here we can make that 0 point. Okay, last one, that is your TPC, will be 0.36. okay, sorry, 0. That is 0.63 we can make, so we can make a correction there. 0.63 multiply with 18 divided by 12, will get 95. Then we have to go for, once we calculate beta, should find out regarding where expected rate of returns. So how the expected rate of return will be there? Ri is equal to Rf plus beta in bracket Rm minus Rf. Okay, so using that equations, CAPMs, put that Rf, see that Rf it is given 6%, so put that 6, beta it is given into 0.98, 1.14, then okay, beta is 0.98, 1.14, 0.85 and 0.95. okay, so 0.98, 1.14, 0. negative, and the things multiply with Rm. Rm it is given, that is 18, so this is your Rm, expected return of market index, that is your Rm values. Okay, so we can use that Rm value, and you should find out regarding the CNG, NPT, KPL, each security is written as per the CAPM equations. After that, you should find out your number third question, that is alpha. Alpha, how to calculate alpha will be there. You should know that alpha formula, that is actual return minus expected returns. See that actual return it is given in the problems. Don't confuse about that. Whatever problems return is given, even though they mention here expected returns, actual returns or average returns, if it is given in the problem, you should assume that that is your actual return only, and whatever we calculated, this is your all your expected returns. So actual return is 19, 20, 22, 25, 14 minus expected returns, we calculated 17.676, 19.68 minus 4.2 and 17.4. So we can minus about that. CNG 1.24 will get, NPT 2.32, KPL 29.2, TBC negative 1.4 activities. And lastly, we should know that which are the securities are overpriced or underpriced. So you should know that rules will be there. If expected return is your less than actual return, underpriced. Second also underpriced. Third also underpriced. Fourth, it is overpriced, because TPC security return is 17.4 is more than your 16%, so it is becomes overpriced. Then these problems, it is similar what we solved in the that is question number 4, so you can do it as a homework. Then I will move for question number 6. What is question number 6 here? Given RF is equal to 8%, RM is 18%, then return of A, that is 18%. Find out beta for stock A, and what is the stock A return if its beta falls to 0.75. Okay, directly information they mentions, and they ask here two questions. One is you should find out the beta of A, and second, if the beta falls 0.75, what is the returns. Okay, we can simplify first questions. Calculation of beta is equal to, using CAPM model, put that Ri is equal to, it is given 18%. See that it is given in the problems, 18% will be your beta. So 18 plus RF it is given, 8 plus beta is not given, so that's why we should put beta as it is. RM it is given, see then RM 18%, so 18 okay, sorry, RM it is your 15, RM it is 15. Okay, so RM it is 15, so put that RM is equal to 15 and minus 8 will get beta 7, 18 as it is, then RF 8, then put that 8 this sides will get beta 7. So beta 7 is the beta we want, so 10 divided by 7 will get beta 1.43. so here one correction it is there that should be make, that is RM it is 15%. okay, not 18%. Should remember the things, the correction of in these problems. Okay, after that they are also asked one more questions, that is calculation of beta, calculation of expected rate of return if beta given 0.75. See that 8% risk-free rate of return, it is given in the problems. Then beta it should given in the problem 0.75. RM it is 15 minus 8. Only you should find out return years. Last problem, first question, that is beta it is missing. Okay, return it is given 18%. Now here we can use beta 0.75 and find out your beta. So 15 minus 8, 7 into 0.75. Okay, so this will be 0.75. Okay, 0.75 multiplied 7 plus 8 will get, that is 13.25 activities. Then move to the next question, that is question number 7. Now this question, it is given directly. See that following assets are assumed correctly priced securities. What is return marked portfolio, and what is risk for returns? So okay, marked it is there, it should make that it is your market. Okay, it is market. Okay, following assets assume correctly priced securities. What is the return of market portfolio and what is the risk-free rate of returns? Means two return they given, two beta they given, and they ask the question RM and RF. See the solutions. Given information, return of first securities, return of beta of first securities, return of second securities, beta of second securities, market return and risk-free asset is missing. Okay, so how to calculate this? Where we has to go for question number 7. We can use CAPM model with simultaneous equation method to find out RM minus RF, because two securities return, two beta is given, so we can use simultaneous equation methods and using CAPM model, and we can be find out your RM. So put that in all information in a security A. See that RI 9.40, RF we don't know, beta 0.8 of first, RM also don't know, RF also don't know. So put that same in a second security 13.40 and 1.30, RF, RM it is missing. First equation, second equation. Now first things we can simplify the bracket. Multiply with 0.8 into RM into RF. So we will get 9.40 as it is, RF as it is, 0.85 RM, 0.80 RM and 0.80 into RF. We will get unit number, equation number 3rd. Then 13.40, in the first equation only, we can again change that, simplify the equations, that is, see, one RF is it, RF and RF is there, two RF is there, so one RF we can assume 1 RF minus 0.80, so 1 minus 0.80 RF will get 0.20 RF, put as it is 0.80 RM in the equation number 4th. Now we will get clear equation of the equation number 4. Now we will move for the second also, second equations. See that 13.40, simplifying the bracket, 1.30 into RMs, and will be get, that is 1.30. So we can simplify that. How to simplify that? Equations will be there, will becomes 1.30 RM, okay, and 1.30 RF. Okay, 1.30, and you can simplify that. Then left to the portion 1 RF minus 1.30 RFs. Okay, so we'll get minus 0.30 RF. Okay, and 1.30 RM as it is. So we'll get equation number 4 and 6 as it is. Then using that equation number 4 and equation number 6, multiply that 6 equation by 0.20 and 4 equation by 0.30 to eliminate either RF and RM. So we want to eliminate first RF values. So we multiply with 0.30 into first equation and in the fourth equation, and 0.20 into sixth equation. So we'll get 9.40 into minus 0.30 minus 2.82 is equal to 0.20 into minus 0.30, 0.06 and 0.20 minus RM. Same way in a second equation, 13.40 into 0.20, 2.68 minus 0.30 into 0.20, we'll get minus 0.06. Then we'll go up to the activities. Then change these signs, plus into minus, minus into plus, plus into minus, and RF it is same, so just cancel that RF cancelling that RF. Okay, after cancelling of that RF, still that we are cancelling that RF will be cancelled. Left to the portion will be minus 2.82 minus 2.68. So minus minus become plus, but the sign it becomes minus, so minus 5.5. Left to the portion minus 0.24 Rm and minus 1.30. It becomes, that is, it left to the portion that is where we has to get the things, where okay, left to the portion that we can get here 1.30. Here the values has been changed, so we can multiply with 1.30 into 0.2, that will comes here, and that should be minus with that. After that we'll get minus 0.05 RMs. Now left to that Rm, we want Rm is equal to minus 5.5 divided by 0 minus 0.5. We'll get minus minus plus, we'll get Rm is equal to 11. Now this Rm we can use, and you should find out now Rm, that is calculation of RF using Rm 11. So put that first equation, see that first equation we use, or second equation, any equation you can use, first or second, and we can put Rm and we will get that values. See that using Rms, 9.40 is equal to Rf plus 0.80 Rm minus Rf. Then put we can simplify the bracket first, 0.80 into Rm, 0.80 into Rf. Then 1 Rf minus 0.80 will get 0.2 and 0.80 Rm as it is. Okay, now we can, after that we can add Rm is equal to 11. See that Rm is equal to 11. In this condition we can add, and we'll get the things about 0.2 Rf plus 0.80 11. So we'll get 0.80 into 11 will get 8.8. So we want Rf, so we'll put this, put that here, Rm will be there. Okay, 0.80 will be there. Okay, this will be wrong equations. Okay, then 9.40 into 8.8 comes 0.2 Rf left. So my 9.40 minus 8.8 will come 0.6. Okay, it will comes Rf is equal to 0.6 divided by 0.2. So Rf is equal to 3%. 0.6 divided by 0.2. So this is what Rf value will get from the calculations. So as per missing information, how to calculate your Rm and Rf, use first CFM equation by simultaneous, simplify the bracket, then put that equations in that cross multiplication and just cancel that, change the signs, and remaining value will get either Rm and Rf. Put that in a second using first or second and determine the missing information of Rm and Rfs. Okay, next question is similar this question what we solved in the question number 7, that you can do as a homework. This is for today's. Thank you for that today's video or today's class. For coming videos you should like and subscribe. So hopefully we'll solve the next class remaining problem of SAPM models. Thank you.